Hi, it's Michael, and welcome back to another episode here on Letting It Settle, your safe space to find some calm in the storm of life and grab a few extra mindful moments each week. I'm glad you're here and a part of this community. Your support means the world, and I hope that this week's episode helps you to begin to navigate change with just a little bit more ease. So before we begin, let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. And let it all settle. Change and the concept of impermanence, the fact that everything in life changes, from the seasons changing to our relationships changing to our physical appearance to our homes, our jobs, everything in life will go through a period of change. And the more that we can accept that impermanence, the more that we can begin to settle into the moment and appreciate everything that life has for us. The ability to begin to identify thoughts and redirect those thoughts to the present moment. So often we are either rehearsing for the moments in our life that will happen, or we're rehashing the moments that did happen, thinking of over and over again the things that have happened in our lives. Or we're catastrophizing, thinking of all of the things that could go wrong. And so when those thoughts start to arise, it's important to start to see them without judgment, but to recognize what's happening, and then make the conscious choice to redirect to the present moment. A body scan is a perfect way to begin to practice this. By going through a body scan and bringing all of our attention and awareness in that moment to a specific part of the body, then we can begin to note when the mind begins to wander. And when we begin to identify the thoughts, to label them as either rehearsing, rehashing, catastrophizing, then we allow for them to drop as we redirect the attention back to the present moment, that specific body part. Then we begin to create that habit of redirecting thought back to the moment. And as you go through, I want you to just become aware of the times when the mind begins to wander, and then just redirect the attention to the here and now. So just a reminder that if you are anywhere that requires you to be mindful and pay attention to your surroundings, make sure that you are staying safe. If you're driving, make sure your eyes are open. But if you're not, let's start with a deep breath in and breathe out. And let it all settle. As we begin today, start to draw the attention and awareness to the breath. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out. And start to become aware of this present moment right here. We'll start with the eyes open and start to look around the room or the space that you're in, and just start to notice what's around you. Starting to note the colors that are there, the shapes, the figures. There's no need to judge anything, but just allow for yourself to truly become aware of, in this moment, what it feels like to experience sight. And continuing to allow for the eyes to be open, start to become aware of sound. Allow for those ears to be open and start to connect with the different sounds that might be within the room right now. Noting if there's a distinct hum, perhaps there's air conditioning or heater running. Scanning the room and seeing if there's any sounds coming from anyone else in the house with you. And just noticing what it feels like to experience sound. And then drawing that awareness to the inhale through the nose again, experiencing smell, noting if there's any smells that seem familiar, anything that stands out to you. Smell can often incite a memory. Just allow for yourself to explore what it feels like to experience sound. And then with a gentle swallow or running of your tongue over your lips, just give yourself in this moment the opportunity to experience taste. Trying to see if you can taste what you last had to eat or drink. And allowing for yourself to experience taste. And then start to explore your sense of touch, perhaps bringing your hands together in front of you, perhaps exploring the fabric of your clothing or something near you that feels pleasant to touch. Take a few moments to explore the sensation of touch, feeling into the different fabrics, the different textures. And then begin to take in all of these senses at once, noting the sights, the sounds, the smells, the taste, the touch. Taking in this present moment right here, not needing to be anywhere else, but just being present to this moment. And in connection to these senses, allow for yourself to breathe in, to breathe out. And then if it feels right and safe to do so, go ahead and close down your eyes, or you can always just stay here with me. And as we begin to explore the concept of change and how to embrace change, embrace the impermanence of life, noting the fact that everything will come and everything will go. And it's staying present in the midst of that change that helps us to move through it with more ease. So to begin, I want you to begin to think of a moment in your life where you're experiencing change. Maybe it's the change of a job or changing of a relationship. Maybe you're relocating somewhere. Or maybe just dealing with the seasons changing. But allow for that thought of change to start to arise. And for the next few moments, just allow the mind to wander, to race in whatever direction it needs to or wants to. And allow for yourself to think of what change is bringing up for you. Not judging anywhere the mind goes, but just letting it be. And as the mind continues to wander, start to try and identify the process of thought in connection to this impending change. Is the mind rehearsing what it will be like when that change occurs? Planning and preparing for the time that the change will be there? Or is it going to the past? Is it looking through those moments where change like this has happened before? Are you preparing yourself by remembering what has happened before, of trying to prevent that from happening again? That rehashing of thought. Or is this a more intense change in which you're looking to the future with a mind on what could go wrong? Is there a catastrophizing happening? Thinking of all the things that could potentially fail, all the things that could hurt you. Give yourself another moment to be in thought, thinking about this change, and just start to notice where the mind is taking you. Is it rehearsing, rehashing, or catastrophizing? And as you begin to recognize the thoughts, give yourself permission to just let those thoughts begin to settle into the ground beneath you, almost as if they could fall, not needing to hold on to them or chase them any longer. But as they begin to settle into the ground beneath you, start to return back to that present awareness of what's around you. And from here, we're going to return to the body and slowly move through each part of the body, drawing a full attention and awareness to the sensations present in connection with that part of you. And during this body scan, the mind will wander. And in those moments, begin to connect to the thought, to label the thought as either rehearsing, rehashing, or catastrophizing, and then make the conscious choice to redirect that awareness to the body, to the part that we are focused on in the body scan, and just draw your full awareness back to this moment. We'll begin by drawing the full attention and awareness to the crown of the head. checking in with the body and seeing how it feels today. If any part of you feels particularly tight or tense today, there's no need to change or fix it, but just become aware of it. Scanning through the top of the head, feeling into the crown, and just noting how it's feeling today. Continuing to redirect the attention back there in moments where the mind begins to wander. Having the body be that present space to come back to. And then draw that awareness to the forehead. Again, finding full awareness of the sensations present as you explore the forehead. Approaching this with an air of curiosity. And then drawing that awareness to the space between the eyes. Again, remembering to redirect anytime the mind wanders to the present moment, tuning fully into the space between the eyes. And then drop that awareness into the eyes. Into the ears, to the nose, to the mouth, and then draw that awareness into the jaw. Just noting if there's any tension or tightness there, and maybe if there is, letting that jaw drop. Bringing full attention and awareness to the jaw. Noting thought and redirecting thought. And then drawing that attention and awareness into the mouth. Feeling into the tongue, the teeth, the roof of the mouth. And then, almost as if drinking warm honey tea, start to trace the awareness down through the throat. Noting what the throat feels like today. Noting the muscles on the side of the neck, the front of the neck, the back of the neck. Continuing to redirect from thought to body. And then dropping that awareness into the shoulders, letting them drop. And then slowly begin to draw the awareness into the upper arms. To the elbows. bringing that awareness and attention into the forearms, into the wrists, and then into the hands. Draw all of the awareness with curiosity into the fingers. Feeling a lightness of the arms and continuing to draw awareness back. When the mind begins to wander, simply labeling and bringing it back. And then start to bring that attention to the space between the shoulders. And then slowly allowing for the awareness to go down through the entirety of the back, through the upper back, the middle back, and then into the lower back, feeling almost as if warmth of light could begin to pulsate into the lower back, giving you a space to come back to when the mind begins to wander. And feel that warmth as it extends down into the seat, through the hips, through the pelvis, feeling a rooted feeling from below. And then draw that awareness into the upper legs, through the front of the upper legs, through the quadriceps, and through the back, feeling into the hamstrings. And then drop that awareness into the knees, through the shins, the calves, down through the ankles, and into the feet, noting the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet, and exploring each one of the toes. Give yourself permission to just spend a few moments connected to the lower half of the body, continuing to have that awareness of the body be the place that you come back to when the mind begins to wander. And now begin to draw the awareness into the belly. Just allowing for it to be loose, to not need to hold on, but drawing the full weight of your awareness and attention to the belly. And then draw that awareness into the chest now. Feeling into the muscles of the chest. And even begin to feel into the heart. And with the thoughts beginning to settle fully, the awareness being placed on the body, start to draw all of that attention and awareness to the heart, connecting to the emotional experience connected to this upcoming change in your life. Not allowing for thoughts to dictate what that emotion is, but just allow for yourself to feel that emotion. Removing judgment, just allowing for the emotional experience of the moment right here, right now, to be present. If it's helpful, you can bring a hand and place it on your heart, connecting and allowing for that emotion to be there. And then start to investigate that emotion, noting if that emotion is tied to the present moment, or if it might be tied to the future, the fear of change coming, the anticipation of what's about to happen. Or is it potentially tied to the past? The fear of what did happen. And for a moment, just allow for any connection to the past or the future to drop. And imagine that the heart could be solely present in this moment, experiencing only what is here and now. Dropping anything that is preparing, planning, rehearsing, rehashing, catastrophizing, and simply be here. What is present for you here? Change will come. It is inevitable. But in each moment of change, you can return to the present moment. There will be fear. There will be excitement. There will be an anticipation of the upcoming change. But as much as possible, continue to come back. Continue to embrace the experience of change as it unfolds, knowing that no amount of worrying or planning or preparing will prevent it from happening or force it to go the way that you want. When we begin to accept change, we begin to be even more present to life. So once again, return back with this awareness of change existing here and now, and begin to experience the sounds within the room. Begin to experience the smells present. Begin to experience your sense of taste and touch. And then when it feels right and safe to do so, go ahead and flutter your eyes open, taking the space around you. And enter back, connected and calm. As you go about your week, and as you continue to focus on these upcoming changes in your life, remember to handle it with care, to be gentle with yourself through it all. And in those moments where you are being tugged by emotions, by thoughts, continue to recenter, to return to the body, to return to the here and now. We'll end as we began, with a deep breath in and breathe out, and let it all settle. Go take care of yourself, and I will see you next week.